Malcolm X is one of the most influential figures in the U.S. civil rights movement of the mid-20th century. Born on May 19, 1925 in Omaha, Nebraska, Malcolm X rose to prominence as a charismatic leader and spokesman for the Nation of Islam, a black nationalist organization. He followed in the footsteps of his father, Earl Little, who was a Baptist preacher and an activist in the Universal Negro Improvement Association, a black nationalist organization. Malcolm was arrested in 1946, and his time in prison would serve as an inflection point for the philosophical and political trajectory of his life. He wound up converting to Islam after his release in 1952 and joined the Nation of Islam. He quickly rose through the ranks and became one of the organization's most effective speakers and organizers. Following tradition, he replaced his surname with an X, as the nation's members considered their family names to have come from white slaveholders. He traveled throughout the U.S., giving speeches, organizing rallies, and bolstering the nation. He became a prominent figure in the civil rights movement. Over time, Malcolm X's views began to diverge from the Nation of Islam's official teachings. He grew disillusioned with the organization's leader, Elijah Muhammad, and criticized the group's lack of involvement in the civil rights movement. On March 8, 1964, Malcolm X left the Nation of Islam and went on pilgrimage to Mecca, where he changed his name from Malcolm X to Al-Hajj Malik Shabazz. After leaving the nation, Malcolm continued to be a prominent voice in the civil rights movement. He traveled to Africa and the Middle East, meeting with leaders and advocating for human rights and black nationalism. He also founded the Organization of Afro-American Unity, which sought to unify 22 million non-Muslim African Americans with the people of the African continent to work for human rights and social justice. Malcolm's life was cut short on February 21, 1965, when he was assassinated during a speech in Harlem, New York. 3 members of the Nation of Islam were convicted of the murder, but many questions about the assassination remain unanswered to this day. Despite his short life, Malcolm X left a lasting legacy as one of the most influential figures in the civil rights movement. He is remembered for his fierce battle against racism and the status quo in the US, and his fiery and passionate speeches that called for black pride and black nationalism. His life and message continue to inspire people the world over, and his writings, including his autobiography, continue to be widely read and studied all over the world.